There we go. All right, everybody. How's everybody doing? How you doing tonight, Shilo?
Good. A little jealous of you, obviously.
Yeah, y'all hear some splashing in the background. Me and old Neil's out here, like you follow, doing a little pre-fishing. I have some customers coming tomorrow from the paper mill. I'm gonna try to multitask and keep him on some fish and let Shilo share his knowledge with you guys. And,
we all know you're not good at we all know you're not good at multitasking.
Oh no. I'm gonna try to show y'all some fish on this screen when I do see them. But
and now they're gone. You won't come across another one all evening.
I'll come across plenty. Guys, I was talking to Shilo. We got here this morning and it was super cloudy. Like Shilo was saying, fish were in the mud. It's like we're on another planet because there's a ton of fish in this lake. And after lunch, we went and ate lunch, and the sun came out, and fish started getting back, on the timber on the edge of the river channel, and we started catching some fish. So, but hey, it got better, and I went and got my iPad and figured we'd come out here and do the show live here, and hopefully catch some fish.
If I'd known, I'd dropped the boat in Gunnersville, and we could have both been fishing.
Yeah,
a little online tournament. I'll show you how it was.
Yeah, we could have.
I did so on the topic of Gunnersville, I went out Sunday.
Really?
And yeah, so the same area you and I went, but one of the guys I worked with went with me. And we did a little something. And I don't know if this goes into it. It sounded like a fish in the boat.
No, you're going.
But so we got that floating eelgrass here on Gunnersville.
Yeah, you was telling me about that, how they use it for covering.
Yeah, well, it looked like Sunday that every time we got away from the eelgrass, there was no fish. When we got into the eelgrass, it was like they were using it for shade.
Oh.
Like the floating stuff that was dead up on the surface. We'd be in 20, 25 foot of water, but they'd be sitting about 18, 19 foot deep underneath it. So it was different.
Yeah, I got you. My live scope just died. I wore it out today.
No, wore it out.
It just went down, guys. So we can do the show, and hey, now I can prop it up and run it. We'll just sit there and spotlight it, let it rip. Yeah, I had a low voltage alarm earlier, and
you're running Ionics too, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, I've been running all three graphs off since daylight. So.
Oh.
Yeah, I got a 16-inch, a 15, and a 10 running. It sucks it up.
Need more juice.
Oh yeah.
But the only thing I can think of about that on Gunnersville, Shane, is you take a paper plate and you put it on the surface of the water, and 15 foot deep, it's going to be the size of an inner tube. Right? That shadow casting. So that's all I can think of. Is those fish sitting down there underneath those little. And that eelgrass, yeah, some of it's just floating strands, but some of it, little 2 foot mats, 2x2 mats, and they just be sitting down on the shady side of it where they would be positioned with the sun out of their eyes, just sitting down there.
Crazy.
It's something that I'm gonna play around with. I'm gonna try to run it, see how it does.
Yeah.
That little pattern. And it's just, it's the same stuff bass fishing are fishing. I'm just not fishing on the bottom or the hard ledge what they're doing.
Right. That's
that'd be a different pattern.
That'd be a different pattern because I heard of people doing it in Seminole. Ray was using like a ledge, and the grass was kind of hanging over the ledge, and they was using it for a hard edge.
Yeah, he did. That Ray caught some really, really nice fish too, from what he told me.
Yeah. As much as you go and Ray goes and all of it, we learn something all the freaking time. That's what I was telling people. I said, you don't understand, when you get live scope, you get to see a lot of stuff that you wouldn't normally know. You would catch that fish, you wouldn't know how the fish is set up according to the sun, and, and the mat and the grass. And same way this morning, I'd have just packed my stuff up and, not realize all the fish are mud. They're scattered, and then they're not on cover anymore. And then when the sun comes out, heck, we come in here and caught us, 25 or 30. So
yeah. I learn more from just not even catching fish, just watching seeing what they're doing. I learn more from how that fish reacts when the boat gets close to him, or how he goes and sets up on something. I do a lot of that, just watching, see what they're doing.
Oh yeah. Well, let's see. Ashley said, "Hey, Dad, look at that." Let's go with these pictures. Shilo sent me some excellent pictures, guys, and I'll try to roll through them and let Shilo explain to y'all, excuse me, and make sure I don't miss any. I don't want to bring my iPad up where y'all got to see my mug any closer than y'all have to. So, what you looking at right there, Shilo?
And so I want to reiterate first, though, is that's just a 126 with a GT56 transducer. There's nothing special about that unit. I don't have nothing crazy going on. That's pretty much right out of the box. I tweaked the settings a little bit, but you're looking at there's a steak bed. I mean, it's clear as day. You can see.
Oh yeah,
you can see the individual steaks on that one.
That's pretty impressive. I was talking to John about that last night. They're really hard to see inside Imaging too.
Yeah, that there, and that one I'm in 12 foot of water, just side scanning 70 foot out. But I mean, you can clearly tell there's no fish at all on that pile. You can see every individual steak.
Right.
There's nothing, no blobs in between of it. And what I'm looking at there is the shadows, really. I mean, you can see where the steaks are on the screen, but the shadows clearly are popping out.
Oh yeah, for sure. Let's see. I think this is just a picture of your live scope, but
yeah,
this one right here, I guess this is more steak beds. It looks like
more steak beds. I think there's one of that bottom steak bed there, because there's actually a little bit of grass on the back side of it. But that top one, if you're looking at the top of the screen just off the black, those little specks off to the right side of that bed, them are fish laying down there in the mud. That's the kind of stuff I'm looking for. That's
nobody's messing with those fish. I mean,
nobody's messing with them fish.
Nobody's messing with them.
There's nothing on the beds. You can clearly tell. I mean, that bottom steak bed, you can see everything.
That's crazy how clear you can. Let's see.
And I'm running in 455. I'm not running.
Oh, really? You're running 455?
I run 455. I don't run mega.
There's another picture of your steak bed. You can see, like you said.
That one's actually got a few fish on it. So if you see there, so you got the steak bed there on the left. You can see the clear shadows. That solid line to the left of there is actually just a little bit of stretch of grass. And off the right side of that grass, you can see some circle shadows. Shane, I don't know. Could you see those?
Yeah.
Those shadows are actually crappie sitting down in there. They're not on the bed. They're just off of it. I mean, it's grass. So
that's crazy.
And that's a key right there. That's supposed to be the fish are hanging closer to the grass line than they are on actual hard structure.
Yeah, John and I were talking about it. I'm sure you'll agree with us. A lot of people looking at side scan and said, I can't tell what I'm looking at because they're wanting something to be there that's not there.
No, you almost have to envision where those fish are set and then just catch a glimpse of them.
Right. If you go by like these things out here, I mean, Helen Keller could find them out there. I mean, it's just a cloud, on some big timber. But stuff like that detail, the shadows, the individual fish.
And that's the other thing. I've ran everything. I've ran Lowrance, I've ran Humminbirds, I've ran Garmin's. And, I know you and John, you guys love Humminbird.
Yeah.
Humminbird works great. I'm just more comfortable with Garmin. I get it.
That's anything. You get used to.
And you can go pick that unit up at any Bass Pro or any.
That's a 126 SV with a GT56, right?
That's it. That's all it is. And what's sad is there's guys on the Elite Tour, Bassmaster Elites. That's what they run. That's what they're running.
They're running two of those in the back. You're right.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with them. They're great units, especially when you're picking up stuff like that there.
Right. Let's see. We'll go through this picture too.
So that,
everybody what we're looking at here.
I threw that one in there because those are not that is those are bass schooled up deep water. It's just something a little different. Just
the shape of it. You can describe the shape of them. You can
Yeah. So you got those shapes are elongated. Those are straight. When I rolled by those, I actually wish I had a ditch pickle rod on the day because I was going around here and wear these fish out.
You can throw you a little swim bait down there or a chatterbait and eat them up.
I would have just thrown a crappie jig at them. But they're in a perfect spot. So you got, I'm in, those are off my left side of my boat. You can see my boat was coming up the ledge, coming up the hump, or wherever I was fishing. And off that, just above that main school of fish, you actually have the ledge coming in off the left side. You can see they're on the downside, downstream side of that ledge. They're set up there. They're actually up in the column because the shadows aren't close to them, and they were probably up deep.
Oh yeah. Let's see what the next one is here. That's a pretty good picture too.
Now that is one of my favorites. I rolled across that.
Go ahead. Let me get Tim on here and keep on talking.
We're in trouble now.
Yeah.
I rolled across that tournament back before I moved down here. So up in Decatur, Illinois, they actually dredge the north end of this lake, and I was in the top sides of the dredge, 6 foot, and then they roll into 12. And so I'm actually looking. You can actually see the dredge line sitting in the depression of the dredge line there, and you can tell because it's lighter and then it gets darker, coming back up to lighter. But those are probably suspended in that dredge line.
Yeah, that's I had to get my iPad propped up. I'll add Tim on here as soon as we get through looking at these pictures. What are we looking at here, Shilo?
So that one doesn't look like there's much there. It's just a little brush pile off the end of the point. You can see there I'm running 455. I spun around and we caught 15 keepers off the pile Saturday.
Gotcha.
There's a couple in the pile. You can tell it's just a little bit of pile all by itself. You can tell there's a couple sitting up in it by the shadows. But a lot of that is just there's fish in the mud around it sitting so tight to it that you just can't see it. And that's what Shane was talking about a little bit ago. Is there was like he's out fishing right now. Can I say where you're at, Shane?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
He's out on yall right now. And he was talking about, you're rolling down these ledges, side scanning, marking stuff, but you're not necessarily seeing fish because you're so tight to the structure.
Right. Yeah, it was like I told everybody. We got down here this morning. It was overcast, like it was going to spit rain, and we came out to where we caught, 300 fish 2 weeks ago, and all that was left is 6 inches everywhere. So there you go. Hey Tim. We just ran around and we went up and it was white capping out here. You didn't want to really run up the main lake, and we sat here and watched the sun burn off, and it's crazy how those fish start setting up.
Oh, you just want to say hi.
Yeah, let's see what kind of questions we got. Let's see.
Boy, hey.
That's good. Yeah. What you doing good, Timbo? You been guiding today?
No, I fished for a while this morning, but I didn't guide today. I sent you some pictures earlier.
I seen that. I got it early. I'm out on the water. Like I said, I was trying to. We was actually gonna pop some fish, Tim, and I done killed my live scope. I had all 3 screens running all day. So
you follow?
We've been out about 12 hours, I guess, off running them. So they finally went dead. So.
You follow?
Yeah, you follow. Yeah, we're out here, Lake Point. We're easing. We found a good bunch of fish inside the creek here at Lake Point, and like it's a secret. And
I just gotta say, real quick, get you a tournament partner that knows where Shane is. He can't even tell where the background is. All he can see is the sky, and he knows he's right.
Yeah, it's we're sitting out here actually, guys. You can see the channel marker. There's some standing timber and brush piles. These guys down here, I'll let you a little tip. It's really mainly eater fish, but people tie brush piles up to all these channel markers. I mean, you can sit there and catch 9 inchers. I mean, all day. You know, like these fish like this, you catch them all day long. Just a little 10-inch fish, loaded with them. You know, have some fun. Just something you want to eat. But like Shilo, I was telling Shilo, if you want to go find some bigger fish, and you're going to have to get on the river ledge out there with the bass guys and hit some stumps. And we went out there and found a bunch of fish. And I tell you what I had to do. I told Shilo this. They've been obnoxious today, and I got the long rod out. I had to take a split shot and throw a little bitty 30-second on this casting rod. And just all you do is just hold it in there as long as you can. You know, and they'll just come up and grab it. They were just barely soft mouthing it, I guess you'd say. You wouldn't feel a lot of them bite. So I thought of that because I've had to do it before in Florida. When these blackfish get a little temperamental, I do a lot casting, but I got the long rod out and dropped on a few and caught a couple, and we had a bunch of chasers just come out and just barely. I said, man, we're gonna have to shrink our jig. I know Shilo, y'all go through that a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, downsizing baits.
Do you feel okay breaking out a long pole?
Oh yeah,
your wrist or elbow don't hurt, does it?
No, it's sitting right here. It's hey, oh, I got it caught on the it's sitting right here, all 17 foot over with a little mighty reel. You seen those reels, those Academy Mighty Mites?
I ain't got one yet. I'm gonna get a couple.
Little bait caster. Scott Mitchell taught me a little tip. I cut all the stars off of the drag and the other handle. That way, when you're holding it upside down, the line don't wrap around it. It works great. As long as it don't jump in there behind the. That's what I was doing, using it.
So, Tim, how'd those batteries work today?
What's that?
I played on high for about 3 hours, and they were still at 85%.
Did they level your boat out good?
Yeah, it's better. I still got to get some weight in the front, but it's definitely better.
Yeah, you get you some. A friend of mine hooked me up with some steel shot. Tim.
That's what I need.
We actually took some steel shot, weighs 50 pounds, and we duct taped it and put it in my old backpacks. Man, it was great. You ain't got to worry about,
Yeah.
I know you use sand sometimes. I know Shilo uses sand.
Yeah, I use sand. So if they ever run Shane's boat through a metal detector or X-ray, this guy's falling bombs.
That steel shot's right here. But hey, y'all can notice. I'll turn this thing around. Y'all see the little ripples coming by, right? I mean, there's a little chop of water. You don't hear this aluminum boat, and that is a great tip. It keeps this boat settled. I mean, me and Neil's up here, of course, but it keeps this thing settled. All you hear is just a ripple. You don't hear a lot of popping.
I think, Shane, that was one of the first things you said when you got my boat that day was, like, man, it feels like the nose of this boat is glued to the surface.
Yeah. How much weight did you have? You had 200 pounds in there or so?
I think I've got 220 or 200.
There's 100 up here.
Somewhere in there.
And this boat, it's got a 15-degree front, but that's little tips too, and that you need, you can share with people, because when those boats are loud, those fish, if they're temperamental, they don't like it at all.
We're gonna add about 300 to the nose of Tim's and let her ride.
Yeah, it needs a couple hundred. I think I'm gonna take the only thing is, if I put it in my storage compartment, I got to take the storage compartment out, put it in there, and then put the.
There you go.
I'm gonna have to drill the rivets out and take the thing out and shove it under there somewhere.
I got you. Yeah, that's I've heard of people doing it. Jameson Carr and them do it out in Grenada. They run into a bunch. But hey, when I'm up here by myself, it makes a big difference. When Neil and I are here like this, you got some weight up here plus that. But there's a ripple on the water, and the boat's quiet as it can be. There's fish. I wish I could show you, but they're just right here in front of us. But
with 2 people in the front of mine, it's not that bad. But with just me, it's It's still
Yeah,
sticking up there.
what is your new boat, Tim? Clinton Tyson's. What is your new boat?
It's a Polar Craft.
Polar Craft. I couldn't remember.
Tim's doing all kinds of crazy stuff with this new boat. He's added
Yeah,
brakes.
he's got power brakes. I've seen those.
He's got lithiums now.
Man.
Next thing you know, he's going to have him like a 22-inch MBT on the front or something.
Yes.
I wasn't going to put any lithiums in anything, but I was trying to get some weight out of the back. That helped. It's about 70 pounds out of the back of it.
Oh, yeah. Well, when you set the boat down, Tim, you got a couple people, you get the backwash. People don't realize if that boat comes up 2 or 3 inches, that's a lot of water that doesn't roll in there. You know, I mean, that's we kind of, I guess all of us learn from stuff like that. Hey man, my boat doesn't do this because I changed this or that and other. We all talk, so it really helps. Like I was talking to John earlier, he said, "Hey man, you need to get out on the river." And I said, "Well, you're out there right now, you could wake surf because it's white capping out there." I said, "I will after lunch," But
Thought about saving all my lead, melting it down.
there you go. Yeah. Hey, we used to have a bunch of sheets of lead. I know, like I said, the sandbags are, they're a little aggravating to fool with. But I know people. Did you buy yours off Amazon, Shilo? Didn't you tell me?
I had a guy that worked at a concrete plant, so he was able to bring me I think he brought me 5 big sand tubes. I mean, they were stuffed.
Yeah.
I tried running it with 5, and when it come off the trailer, the nose sunk down. I was like, that's a little too much weight. So
yeah, I think I'm thinking 150 to 100 to 200 pounds is pretty average on everybody. So
yeah. So I
know this one's got 100 in the front. So
I did a lot of playing with mine. So I still wanted to get that bow lift when running. So, I mean, there's times where I'm making a move. So I wanted to get that bow lift, and also when I was fishing, I wanted that nose stuck to the surface. So I had to play around and add a little bit, take a little bit out.
Right.
I've got it now to where it's just about perfect.
Yeah, I had this one on the right side and one in the middle, and I realized that my boat really doesn't lean that much with the plates at the back. So we just I just put them both right here, right under me, right here.
Yeah, mine are right under my front seat pedestal. All 3.
And and it really helps running the boat. You can trim it up and get it up running, and it keeps it from hopping as much,
Yeah, so mine wanted to chine at high speeds, and it got rid of that bad or a lot. So
right, that's one benefit.
That's my problem. Is the porpoise and
right
bouncing.
Yeah. Well, it's wanting. Aluminum boats really doesn't per se have. Some of them have pads, but like mine and Tim's doesn't have pads. So the more you can keep that boat in those rails in the water on the backside, the better it'll ride. So.
We're gonna do some playing with Tim's boat. We're gonna get it lined out for it to run about 72.
Heck yeah.
You're just gonna catch a glimpse of Tim coming down the lake.
Red streak.
Yeah,
red streak.
Oh, you're right, man.
I think the fish can see that red hull a lot better than other colors. So.
Yeah, they're coming to you. They're like, "Hey, I'm gonna come check this red boat out.
Yeah,
it's shiny."
Oh, so getting them back into your pictures. Shilo. In shallow water, me and John was talking about this. Are you leaving it on 455 all the time, or are you living?
Tim, you've been in the boat with me. I run that thing on 455 all the freaking time.
Yeah, that's a great tip.
I don't care if I'm on Gunnersville fishing the ledges where it's 40 to 20 foot on Weiss fishing 12 foot, or at Neely running the channels and looking in the creeks at 4 foot of water. I'm running that on 455.
I still got a 54 transducer in the 455. It just didn't. I don't know. I can't get it to look right.
Yeah.
A lot of prop wash.
That 56 is strong. Isn't it HD? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's the 56 UHD.
UHD.
It is nice. And here, what I noticed when I ran mine up in 800 or Mega or whatever, is I noticed I was able to see the structure a lot better. I was picking structure out really, really easy, and I was losing fish. And in today's time, we've all come to learn that crappie aren't always on structure. So I'm looking for more individual fish, from November through typically beginning of May, middle of April, and then I start getting on my structure stuff. Running stake beds, running brush piles, trees.
What speed are you running on average, Shilo, when you're side scanning?
Just idle. It's about 3.2, and I leave my my scroll speed on auto. So if I was to pop up and scan at 5 mile an hour, just cut across a creek mouth or something, it's going to keep up with me. So what leaving it on auto, even if you don't leave it on auto and your boat, say Shane's boat idles at 3.5 or 4 miles an hour.
Yeah, some boats idle pretty quick.
You want your screen speed to match how fast you're idling. So say it's, say I've got a big 522 and my boat idles at 2.5 mile an hour. I'm gonna set that thing down at 2, because if not, you're either going too fast or too slow on the screen and you're distorting your detail. So I run mine on auto, and it seems to work really well. The pictures they prove it. I'm able to side scan stuff and know if there's fish there or not. But that's what I do. I do a lot of scanning at 3 to 3.2 mile an hour.
Gosh, y'all hear this trolling motor working in the background? That Garmin, I'll tell you, that spot lock. I wouldn't take nothing for spot lock. I guarantee you. Especially when you're.
I think I'm going to take the collar off mine.
Are you
the collar?
The collar underneath it?
Yeah. What did they add that for?
I have no idea. I have to press mine back on there. It actually it works loose sometimes. If I'm really going back and forth looking.
I think they too much when in spot lock or something like that. But I don't really care if it drifts or not.
No.
Spot lock.
This one doesn't.
Hey,
I mean, it's not. I guess it's really not going to hold you in on a foot within a foot. I mean, it's going to move, and that big old full coming up.
You get my boat, and I don't have spot lock.
I need that extra few inches because a 50-inch Garmin is 45 really when they put that in there. So.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's right. Corey's asking Shilo, your Garmin, you're running both sides or one side, or you swap back and forth? What do you do?
I'm running both sides. I'm looking left and right at all times, and then I got 2D underneath it and my maps on the left.
So you're running split left and right up top, and then 2D below it in the bottom half. Okay, that's the view you're using. So when you put yours in side scan left and right, you hit menu and it gives you all those options, right?
Yeah. So I've got the presets, 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
I've got it set. It's like there's times where I just want to look straight at side scanning, so it's just the full 12-inch side scan. But 90% of the time, I'm hitting 4, and it's my map, side scan, and 2D.
I was going to show you how quiet this boat is. Look, that boat just passed here. You see those waves? Again, I don't mean to interrupt you. That's crazy.
I hear it.
You can hear it going click, 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 click.
I can hear it going.
But hey, people don't realize that. I mean, once you get these things quiet, it's crazy. Especially long rod, and Shilo knows. You use that long rod, you got to be stealthy as possible because you're getting up there.
What's my favorite line in the boat, Tim? Be easy.
Oh yeah. Hey, that your Garmin's still real quiet.
Yeah, it's Now I have to take the prop off and get line out of it just like everybody else. I tell you, these Garmins do a real good job about not sucking line up in them. They really do a great job. I've noticed that. I've had line.
I didn't realize how much I missed that quietness of that Garmin until I got that Ultrex.
Hey, that new Quest is awesome. It is. I promise. It's quiet.
I'm getting Quest.
It's
That Gorman's so smooth.
I've been in John's boat. They done a great job with that trolling motor for sure.
I feel like I'm getting ganged up here. Like 2 Garmin guys.
No.
You don't even have a whole trolling motor. I said you don't even have a whole trolling motor. No.
So
it has spotlight. It just don't work.
Only time I really use that spotlight is when I'm
my spotlight does not work at all.
When I'm breaking off or like the wind's up today. I mean, wind was howling when we first got it. That full moon's coming up. Look at there, guys. That osprey got him a fish. See it? They're out here. He got him a brim. They're out here hunting.
I've got spotlight, but it just don't work. And I will tell you, if you guys get in the boat with me, my old Trex is gonna squeak, crack, and pop, and you're gonna be like, "Man, this thing's gonna come off the front of the boat by the end of the day."
Hey, Shilo does give him hell now. I will say that.
That troll motor, it's on its last life. Like it's.
I wonder how many hours are on that thing, Shilo.
So funny story. Last year, Tim and I went and picked my boat up in Minnie, Louisiana, after getting the gorilla hole put on it.
Right.
And got home, and we went to Neely, dropped trolling in the water, and it sounded like you took like a grinder. It was the most awful sound you've ever heard. I fished on it for like a month and a half like that. Was up at Truman Lake for the elites, and about midway through day 1, the troll motor just stopped. Like it finally it was like, I'm done. You can just fix me or just throw me off in the lake. So I got a Fortrex that I had with me. I put a Fortrex on that night.
They're tough now.
Yeah. I ran that Fortrex for about a month and a half, and I ordered a hole. It's just the head and the actual barrel of the troll motor, like the guts down in the barrel. I ordered one of those, put that on, and that's what I'm running now. But I've had that boat to be 4 years in August, and the actual bracket, the troll motor bracket, the electric motor because it's electric assisted, all that's the original motor. That's one of those that I want to see the inside of it when it's done, because it's got to be torn to shreds.
I don't know if you guys can see that moon right there. It's coming up full. It's already out. See it? I don't know if y'all can see it out there. That's no bueno. That's probably why a lot of fish we were fighting the clouds this morning. We were fighting the wind, and you were fighting, full moon last night. So, but we marked some fish right out there on the channel that we're gonna give hell in the morning. So
those pictures I sent you, they're not that good, but I was in a hurry. I wanted to.
You run across them. Hey, we'll keep sharing them.
That side scan, that one, I had a bunch of fish on it, but they're all in the bottom of it.
Let's see, Tim. I got it. Yeah, I see them. I see that one. That brush
and
pile.
The live scope is the same.
Yeah, we
same tree.
I don't know if y'all can see this. Y'all can see that right there. There's a few fish in it.
Yeah.
Is that the color of a creek, Tim?
Y'all can see
what that is.
Let me push play and you can see. Well, watch just when I pan in these fish. They're in between a fork.
You follow crappie.
Hey, it is crazy. But hey, a lot of those gave us the bird. Now I'm not gonna lie to y'all. A lot of those fish gave us the bird. It was we didn't mop the like we did 2 weeks ago. So we did not.
Go down to White Oak.
White Oak? That's downriver, right?
Yeah.
You got some places, send them to me, man. This is the only second time I've been on this lake.
That's where the big fish are.
Okay. John showed me some fish last time we was here, and then we came in here, Neil and I, we put a whooping on them back here behind us, actually. And then we got out here on the creek channel and caught some bigger fish, pound and a quarter, pound and a half, nice fish. But today we probably caught 30, I guess. Caught some decent fish back there, but we ain't caught any giants. Just like I said, just eating, just eater fish. But this place, you get a chance to come here. It's you got to run the channel because there's a lot of stuff, but a lot of bass guys. So.
Is that a suggestion? Run the channel?
It's a suggestion, yeah.
Okay.
Hey, when you come out of the state park, I can't remember the name of the creek. When you come out of the creek into the river channel, that little bend right there.
Yeah.
I
Right here.
I bet we caught 200 feet.
Oh yeah. There's a record. I'm sitting in Lake Point right now. I mean, we're actually going to go back here and load the boat up and hunt us some dinner. We ate lunch at the buffet here. I'll tell you what. I'm going to say this: that bathroom is air conditioned. I've never seen that at a state park. It's air conditioned.
Heck yeah!
I walked in there. I was like, man, this thing has air conditioning. For sure. Let me see if we're missing any questions. I don't think we have. I think everybody just hearing us.
I think both. Some reason.
They just shooting the bull. Oh, Chris. I thought I'd see Chris out here today. Chris Cutchfield, but I didn't see him. And I went running up and down through there in that white cap, and it was windy. Blowing,
Shane, trim that sucker out.
That's what we did. Hey, that's what we did coming back.
You just gotta get into it. You'll be all right.
We went down all these bass boats are coming in now. There's a lot of bass fishermen down here, buddy. They catch a lot of bass too on these ledges.
You want to see a lot of bass fishermen.
Oh yeah, you're going to. They're pretty courteous. I give them that.
If you want to see a lot of them, you
go to
come
Gunner.
up here to Gunner.
Oh yeah, you're right.
When the parking lots are full at 5:15.
Jeez.
So.
Somebody was asking me to see a lot of gators. We just seen one in the park earlier, just a little old 5-6 footer. We didn't go up in the refuge or nothing, but they say there's some giants in the refuge down there. John has always told me.
The wind get bad down there today?
Yeah, bad, Tim. It was bad today.
Yeah, it's terrible here.
It was bad. The best thing to do, I guess, is just it's going to aggravate you. Move around, try to find something. You can't really get out of it on a slate, like John told me. If it says 10 to 15, you better get ready to ride the waves because it's coming.
You don't notice that wind on an 18,000-pound harvester.
Yeah.
Out there
you still picking weeds?
We're picking weeds. Wow.
He's picking weeds. Shiloh's got go ahead and tell everybody what you do during the week. It's very interesting.
So starting mid-April, I started work full time. What we're doing is we all know the issue on Gunnersville is the eelgrass. And everybody's like, oh, you're cutting grass on Gunnersville. We don't cut anything. I'm out on a harvester Monday through Friday, 6 to 3, which actually scooping eelgrass off the surface of the lake so it doesn't mat up and get to the turbines of the TVA's dam. It's not tearing up boats. There's so much of it, though, that we just can't keep up.
Right. Well, you're just trying to control it, like hogs,
Yeah, we're trying, but
yeah,
there's a lot of grass in this lake. And we do our best to stay off of, there's a lot of milfoil, coontail, hydrilla out there, and we don't even go near it. We stay away from it. We don't, that's the stuff we want in the lake. That eelgrass is just really good for nothing. It's a nasty, slick grass that it's taken over the whole lake. So
they're just actually trying to, put a dent in it, try to get it under control in certain areas. Yep. Y'all concentrate in certain areas, or y'all do all over the lake?
We're concentrated out of kind of like centralized on the lake. So we don't move much. Our machines don't go but 2.5 miles an hour. So we stay pretty close to where our dock is. And that's a seasonal job. I'll be doing it from middle of April all the way to about the 1st of November. I'll be back full-time guiding, and I've been guiding most weekends now. Still, I've got a pair of trips this weekend. Tim and I, we've got a big group trip this weekend. We got Kevin Hicks helping us.
Yeah, there you go. I remember y'all said that. That's
Yeah, I think
y'all been catching some fish too up at Wise.
Yeah.
I know y'all been guided. I don't know exactly where you've been guided, but I know
we've been on Wise.
Y'all been catching. I've seen the table full.
We've got 7 or 8 guys coming Saturday, and then I've got a trip Sunday on Neely. I'm really looking forward to Sunday getting back down on Neely.
He asked me. Stevie called and asked me, "Man, you think I ought to go to Neely or Weiss?" I said, "Hell, ask Shilo. Hell, he'll tell you what."
I typically, so Tim and I have this talk all spring. We'll be fishing Weiss early in the year, smashing them, and then I'll go to Neely and be like, "Dude, it's so much easier down there. I don't know why." Tim will continue to fish Weiss, and he'll be catching them, and he'll be like, "How'd you do down there?" I'm like, "I'm done. I've been done since 10 o'clock." And then Tim will go down there and be like, "I don't get it. This is so easy."
It is the same river system, right?
Yeah, it's the exact same river system. The only difference is the size limit. You got a 9-inch limit on Neely, and Tim, you've done it longer than I have. And Weiss used to be amazing. It's still a really, really good fishery, but it's hard to get out on Weiss to catch 2-man limit. I mean, you can go out and catch 2-man limit.
Y'all need to talk about that habitat thing you got going on, Tim. I'm glad you said something about that.
You go out on Weiss every day, and if you catch a 2-man limit, 5 out of 10 days, you're really, really doing something. Neely, you can pretty much do it every time you go. So, but you're gonna, the thing is with Weiss is you're gonna catch some hammers. There's some big fish in that lake, and Neely, you're gonna catch
big
some
white
fish
too, hybrids,
big whites, big hybrids, blacks, black nose, you name it, they got it. And Tim, you do it more than I do on Weiss. Is that kind of what you're saying too? Bigger fish on Weiss, not as many, but you still got some.
I tell everybody that if you're looking for numbers, Neely. If you're looking for big fish, Weiss. Bigger average.
There you go.
Because a lot of people that come here that drive for hours and they come to Weiss because it's Weiss. And most of the time they don't want to go to Neely. I always offer it, but most of the time they don't.
Yeah, they've done that name since the '80s.
Yeah. And I give all my clients the option. Hey, you guys want to go to Neely or you want to go to Weiss? And most of them they'll tell me which one they prefer. But I give them an honest opinion about both. If Weiss is off and it's just not doing well, I'll tell them like, hey, Weiss is struggling, we'll go to Neely, and if it's vice versa, we'll do the other. When they're both on fire, I'll fish either one. I can care less. And that's mainly because I'm gonna go fish off the wall stuff that most people aren't fishing.
Right. Yeah, you're attacking totally different stuff, like you said, flats.
Yeah, deep flats, river ledges, and I'm fishing this stuff in the heart of the spawn where guys are up fishing 6 to 8 foot. And that was the cool thing about Tim and I this spring is when we talked all spring long, we were doing two things completely opposite.
Yeah, there were a lot of schooling fish y'all were catching too.
Yeah, early in the year we were catching a lot of schooling fish. But all spring, Tim, I think you stayed in 12 foot or less most of the spring.
Yeah.
And I stayed out, and there was times I dabbled in those areas, 12 foot or less, but most of the time I was in 10 to 20 foot, if not sometimes 20 plus. So.
Yeah, that's like here. There's really no explanation for why these fish left out of here because the water was 81 degrees. Last time we was here it was 84, 85. There's still bait here, but they've transferred out to the river more of the bigger fish. There's a few left in here in the creek, but it's kind of weird. I mean, it's only 2 weeks ago, but I guess you could say, Shilo, that they're out there. That's where they're going to be the rest of the summer.
Yeah, they're going to be on that river channel somewhere the rest of the summer. They may migrate a little bit, move here, move there.
Right.
That's just how it's going to be until we start getting some storms, come around in October, and they'll start moving back up, start getting on some stumps.
Right. I found a lot of good stumps. everybody, and I've caught myself doing it. Instead of jumping on the side scan, just dropping a trolling motor and try to scan a flat real quick, you know, and you're like, man, I got this piece of equipment back there.
Yeah, it's there.
It's there, you know, and you just, you know, make yourself learn how to use it and, you know, get it set up right and try to pinpoint where it is. And then you can run your live scope in there and, you know, try to pick them apart or see what kind of temperament the fish have got. But that side scan's a great tool. I think it's probably one of the most important tools on the boat. I mean, it really is.
Yeah. So, not to take away from that, Shane, but you brought it up a little bit. Tim, I want you to really expand on that Weiss Lake Improvement Association.
Yes.
If you're around Weiss Lake, July the 9th, we're going to build probably 200 to 300 habitats. And we're going to put them out July the 11th. But if you want to see what that's like, we'll be at Bay Spring, 7 a.m. that July the 9th. And we'll have a concrete cook there. If we got 10 or 12 people, we can build 200 of them in a few hours. It goes fast.
How many we built last year, Tim?
Y'all had a bunch.
We had 160 something last year, and heck, we wasn't there at the build day. We wasn't there long.
I think we had probably 20 or 25 people, and we were only there maybe an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah.
I think we spent more time waiting on the concrete truck than we did actually putting concrete in buckets.
We got there, and I think they were running late for some reason. The concrete was.
And I want to reiterate, and Tim, you've seen it. I've seen it since I moved down here. The natural structure on Weiss Lake is deteriorating. I mean, it's going through the dam. It's gone.
It's you know, a lot of it gets silted in too, doesn't it, Shilo?
Yeah. That's big. You know, I don't know the last time they mapped that lake. But they could go out there and remap it right now. You're going to get a completely different map. So the more, you know, structure we can add to Weiss, the better it's going to be in the future. I mean, we're giving those fish a home to live on all summer. And the cool part about what Tim's doing here is everything that gets dropped, that's public info.
That's great. I mean,
anybody can get on there and get the waypoints and go fish. Any of the ones from last year, any of the ones from 22, any of the ones from this year, 24. So you're talking somebody, you know, can come from. They can come from Birmingham or they can come from Texas. Get on there, see, you know, and automatically have 300 waypoints.
And you can catch fish off all of them. I mean, they're just
said that before.
There's fish, and Tim found fish on them. I think was it 3 days last year? 3 days after they were dropped. They started the whole fish. So, and we're not just randomly dropping these either, because everybody knows Tim and I talk daily. We're always sending each other's maps back and forth of, hey, this would be a good area to put some stuff, but there's nothing there now. I think we put stuff there. Those fish are here in the spring. We're kind of give them a transition point between here and the river to sit on in May, and then we're going to have we're putting them in spots that fish should be, and they'll hold fish at the end of the day.
That's good. That's good information. I mean, that's something you can get on there, and you know, just like Alabama Power does it on several lakes. You know, they try to put brush out.
Well, ours get put on Alabama Power shorelines too.
Okay.
Eventually, sometimes it takes them a little while.
They actually help you, don't they, Tim?
Yeah, they bring their barges to put them out.
That's pretty cool. You know, you want to give back to all the fish we snatch out of these lakes and stuff. That's pretty.
And don't get me wrong.
What you want to do? You want to protect the small fish.
That's what's in these brush piles like this morning. Bunch of little 6-inch little crappie. You know.
Yeah, when something chases one into there, most of the time it can't get to it to eat it, you know. So, protect the small fish.
Giving those fish a place to live, so that you know when we're gone, there's people behind us that can go out there and find that stuff and catch them. That's really
exactly right. That's exactly right.
So that's a big thing. I'm hoping I really hope I can make it. I may have obligations. We got news the other day that this baby could really come any moment. So I'm hoping to squeak through this weekend. I got 2 guy trips. Once we get through that 2 guy trips, I'm good. She can come anytime. But
there you go. I don't know. Today's the longest day of the year, guys. So it's summer solstice. We were talking about that earlier, and I don't know if it is. Hey, this behind me, it is beautiful out here right now, buddy. The sun's setting back there.
Yeah.
Hey, the moon. I don't know if you can see the moon. I don't think you can. The moon's out.
You know Mike Cleveland, don't you, Shane?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the one. He's who I talked to about he's the one that brings the barge now for us coming.
Nice. Yeah, that's hey,
So I called him and asked him what dates he could do it, and he said, and I said, we'll work around it.
So what are y'all thinking? Y'all thinking bamboo, wooden structures, all kinds of stuff, right, Tim?
Bamboo and we do a lot of PVC or vinyl and stuff.
I remember seeing the pictures last year. Y'all something.
Sometimes it takes a little while for the PVC and stuff to hold fish because we don't go sand it or nothing. But it's there forever. It's the only good thing about it.
And
it'll be there.
Tim deals with these people all the time. There are a lot of naysayers out there on Weiss that you're putting those where people are going to fall on them. We're not putting those in areas that are shallow enough to where they're going to impale somebody or hurt them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
If you get off the boat, you're going to have to be a very large person to be swimming in the water and touch one of these things with your feet. So we're not putting them in areas where people are boating. Where we don't want that from anybody. So
that's what I like about Alabama River. When I put something down there, they got a couple of wally gators around there, so nobody's jumping out. They killed the world record. They killed the world record alligator right there in Mill Creek. Nobody's jumping out and doing much swimming around there.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this much: right here at this park, we were sitting out there 2 weeks ago. I counted a dozen alligators, like just
really
to the park. Oh God, just 6, 8, 10 footers, just and they're just chilling out, just. This place has got a bunch of gators too.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Shane, you haven't seen gators till you go fish Millwood Lake in Arkansas.
Oh, I bet.
There's more alligators there than anywhere in the country.
Really?
I would be willing to bet. Yeah.
I would never train that in Arkansas.
It's the only lake that I've been in a slough, and you could probably walk across their backs.
Jeez.
There was, and what was crazy is there was so many, and I love Millwood. Millwood's an awesome place, and I love it because there's a group of fishermen over there that are as old school as it gets. I'm talking 14-foot flat bottoms with a paddle, putting it.
Oh yeah, they're skimming. Yeah,
easing up through there, and they're fishing the cypress trees, and they're in there with the gators right around them fishing, and they don't pay them anything. So.
That's
it's probably the coolest. It's one of the coolest lakes in the country too.
I'll cover them fish up before I forget. I tell you that.
You should have that little red cooler somewhere.
It's sitting in my garage. I actually got a 75 quart right here. The big Yetis. The big Yetis right there.
Yep.
We've got
all my friends are cooler thieves. I see how it is.
I've got shallows. I've got coolers out myself. I can't keep up with all of them. We're gonna put these on some ice tonight and try to go in town and get us something to eat and get back after the morning. So hopefully the sun's out in the morning. It's not all cloudy. I'm learning the clouds. Used to growing up, everybody, I want it cloudy. And man, when you're crappie fishing, I really don't. I do not want it cloudy at all.
There's times I do and times I don't.
Right. Right now, I don't.
So
not in this summer pattern.
Tim, what are we gonna put on your boat this weekend? You hear me?
My internet's going.
Yeah.
Do what?
What are we gonna do to your boat this weekend? What are we gonna put on it?
I don't know. I
feel like every time I'm down there, we're doing something to your boat, putting something on it, something off.
rigging it out, man. He's rigging it out. Like I said, he's got the red power brakes. They look awesome on there too, by the way.
We still need
I
to drop.
got out there yesterday and
We still need to drop my motor down half an inch.
yeah. Oh yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah. I don't know.
I hate doing wiring, but I got out there and done it all.
Yeah, I see when you're talking about you pull all your new wires and stuff. So.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. So, guys, we shared a bunch of pictures on here of side scan and stuff earlier. These people that's just now tuning in, you can go back and Shilo kind of explained it. We didn't get way into detail, but
no. And if anybody's got questions about them, they feel free to reach out to me.
Yeah, that's the best thing to do. Just message Shilo or Tim or anybody on stuff like that. I have to.
In other words, Tim and I, we've started booking trips up for this fall. So if anybody's wanting to come up and fish with either one of us,
yeah,
and it's cool because Tim and I share a couple clients, and they're like, "You guys fish completely opposite," but they have a lot of fun. So
yeah, man. Hey, you meet a lot of nice people and
yeah. So if we're booking October and November with all fall, I think Tim, you're gonna try to run trips all December and January again too, right?
Yeah, probably.
So yeah, we're booking for all the cold weather months now.
I like it too. I'm gonna visit Florida. I'm gonna get y'all down to Talcott with me. We go down there and I'm gonna get y'all down there. We'll make a trip and see if we can drag John and go down there and get in those schooling fish. Woo.
Yeah. I'd rather go to Seminole.
Dude, you can do both of them.
Shane, you still gotta get on the boat with me when it's a long pole day. It's just,
I do need to be I need to get more precise with my long pole.
You need a long pole lesson.
I really do. That's 100% truth. I got this the short stuff I got, but the long rod, and it really does take going with somebody. The boat approach, know when to put the jig in the water, know what to do with it when the fish is, it's totally different.
The big thing about the long pole is how you put that jig in the water.
Right.
Where you put it in the water and how you're dropping down. That little kaplunk, that scares more fish.
Oh yeah, I agree with you. Like I said, today these fish were aggravating, and we had to take a 30-second and a split shot. Y'all see that split shot and that little bitty jig? That's a little bitty gray ghost quit spinning, and we had those fish come up and kept bumping it. And, I told Neil, I said, "Hey, we're gonna tie some little stuff on, but that way when they come up there and do their little bump and try to suck that bait in, they're getting stuck. And we're catching them." So we picked up a lot of fish from doing that today. So, but hey, we had a good day and learned something. So tomorrow we're gonna give them hell and try to catch some more fish. Tim, you fishing tomorrow?
Yeah, I got a trip in the morning.
I got you. Shiloh, you cutting grass?
I ain't cutting grass. I'm scooping grass.
Scooping grass.
I'm scooping. We'll be scooping grass tomorrow. I'm gonna get out tomorrow after work. I got a buddy. We're gonna go out on Gunnersville for a couple hours.
There you go.
I'm gonna pull out of the house about 3:00, 3:30, Friday or Saturday morning. We got the big group trip Saturday, so it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, man. We'll update everybody.
Yeah.
I'm going to be fishing here. I got some paper mill guys tomorrow evening coming in, and we're going to fish Saturday morning. And hopefully these fish, Chris, I'm going to talk to him. He said he found some fish upriver. Like I said, I'm not familiar. I actually ran south today, Tim, for the first time from up here all the way down to, of course, White Oak where you're talking about. So yeah. I'm trying to learn it too. So Benny Evans wants to know.
We caught bigger fish down there.
There's a great question. We can get ready in the show.
I was actually just replying to that comment on Facebook. My phone.
When is the long pole the best, Shiloh?
It gets good a little bit around November as long as everything's right. But really, January through I would say November through about the 1st of April. Typically good as long as we got some stained water there in March. It's really really good, but. Yeah, typically November all the way through April.
Right.
I did a lot of long pulling March and all the way actually through April. As long as officially let me get away with it, I'll do it. So
Right. I got you. Well, you got some new casting rods coming too, I heard.
I do got some new casting rods coming. I'm excited for them. I'm
Yeah,
ready to
those
do
are going to be nice. I heard a little bit about them, and I enjoy mine, but we'll get off here and let y'all go ahead, Shilo. I'm
hoping if we can get this casting rod down that I may talk that guy into maybe dabbling with a 15-footer. We'll see.
Hey, y'all put y'all's two minds together, probably come out with something badass.
Yeah, we'll come out with something cool, something fun.
It. Y'all go enjoy time with your family, everybody. Yep. We're gonna point this boat towards the launch, and we're gonna idle out of here, and maybe side scan some stuff on the way in, and get ready for in the morning. I appreciate all y'all tuning in, and we'll see y'all next Thursday live. Appreciate you, Tim and Shilo. Y'all stay on here. We'll see you next week, guys.